Charlie here, and today we're going to be looking at 10 photos that prove your life is a lie. There are some things in our lives we take as givens. Well, things are not always as they seem. These are things you've always thought or things you didn't know. And these facts will change your outlook on the world and definitely blow your mind. So leave a like and subscribe, and comment I subscribed and I'll try to reply. Coming in at number 10, we have pavements. We all know those pavements which are created with what looks like many tiles. Yeah, notice how he said what looks like. This is because the different tiles aren't tiles at all. All they do to create this illusion is pour cement in an area and flatten it out. They then take a metal mold in the pattern of the tiles. This is placed on top of the cement as it's drying out. This will keep the shape while removing some of the cement, creating the lines that make the pattern. So next time you think some artisan craftsman spent ages making the paths in your town, think again. The same is true for some brick paths. These often use bricklaying machines which distribute them in the right places. Wow, we just made a ton of neighborhoods seem way less classy. Next up is earphones. We're all used to putting in earphones to listen to our favorite music. But what if we told you you're doing it wrong? How can I be doing something so simple such as putting in an earphone wrong, you may ask? Well, rather than inserting the earphone straight down into the ears, you should actually be doing the opposite. That is, inserting them over the ear. This is a better method for a few reasons. Firstly, your ears act as a support for the earphones, so they won't fall out when you're jogging or doing other activities. It also stops the problem of earphones being loose in some people's ears, thanks to your ears supporting them. This is great if you jog or do sports, but don't want to break the bank buying pricey sports earphones. Or perhaps the earphones manufacturer didn't exactly make them with your ears in mind. Try this trick out and drastically improve your music listening experience. Next up is hair flipping. We've all seen those commercials with hair flicks. They commonly feature in commercials for hair and beauty products, but hair flicks are being used more and more in commercials. This is because it's seen as attractive. But how do these models always do such perfect hair flicks in a studio? A high-powered fan? A magic hairspray? Not exactly. The answer is actually another person pushing their hair in the right direction. The actress is filmed in front of a green screen, and behind her stands a man in a green screen suit to blow her hair in the correct direction. Not too neat and not too messy. This is such a small detail of commercials, but takes a lot of planning. Imagine having professional hair flicker on a business card. Now you'll never watch another hair product commercial the same way. Next up is Michael Jackson. Even though he's now passed away, who doesn't still love Michael Jackson's music? And even if you don't, you have to like his world-famous dancing. We all know his moves such as the moonwalk, but what about his equally famous gravity-defying lean? Well, this dance move was not done by Jackson, but more his shoes. Jackson would use specially made shoes, which clipped into a screw inserted into the stage beforehand. These shoes would allow him to lean as much as he wanted, supported by the screw in the floor. So, why don't other dancers and performers copy this? Well, Jackson was quick to patent the invention, so nobody else could use it. This awesome invention was used in most of Jackson's shows. It may have been a great invention, but Jackson and his backup dancers still needed to be very accurate in attaching the screw to the floor. Otherwise, they would have ended up on the floor themselves. No matter how smooth Jackson was, I doubt he could have recovered from that. Well, maybe. Next up is towels. When you go into one of those big department stores with massive towel racks, you may feel an odd sense of satisfaction. This is because of how much towel there must be, yet somehow it's neatly stacked. Well, nothing to be amazed about. These towels are merely stacked as one to create an illusion. Behind it is not more towel, but just a sponge back. This makes the towels look visually appealing and makes the store look neat and organized, when in reality, they're just as lazy as everyone else. Now, you'll never look at one of these fancy store arrangements the same ever again. That's right, it's not just the towels that do stuff like this. Coming up next, we have Powerball. Powerballs are likely what you use, or your mum uses if you're younger, to clean laundry. The design is a blue and white tab with a red ball inside. And the clue's in the name, the red part is the ball in Powerball, right? Well, one guy took the ball out of the Powerball tabs, exposing a whole new truth. It turns out the Powerball is more of a squished semicircle than a ball. It's very hard to get these out, and a waste of a Powerball if you do, so most people don't know this. It may seem dumb in hindsight, but I'm sure we all thought there was a ball-shaped thing in there. I didn't like doing the laundry before, but I like it even less now that this illusion is ruined. Next up is Froot Loops. When most people wake up and eat breakfast in the morning, they reach for a box of cereal, and one of America's most popular cereals is Froot Loops. We all know they come in about 8 different colors, but this doesn't necessarily match up with the flavors. but Froot Loops are all one flavor, regardless of whether they're red, blue, green, or any other color for that matter. So why do we sometimes taste certain Froot Loops differently? Well, it's all in our eyes. It may sound weird, but a big part of your taste comes from your eyes. If you see something which is a certain color, you're more likely to think it tastes of something related to that color. In this case, fruit. Next up is Carlton dance. When The Fresh Prince of Bel-Air launched in 1990, it made Will Smith, who played Will in the beloved series, a big star. But another actor named Alfonso Ribeiro also became big for his character Carlton. And the most notable thing his character ever did was something called the Carlton dance. The dance has become a cultural icon, but what if we were to tell you a shocking truth about the dance? It was stolen. In an interview after the show had finished, Alfonso admitted the dance was not made up for the character. It was made up by Courtney Cox, who did the dance in a Bruce Springsteen video, and Alfonso simply stole it for the Carlton dance, although we think Alfonso pulls it off much better. Next up is Hawaiian Pizza. A Hawaiian pizza is a pizza topped with pineapple, and it's controversial as far as pizzas go. Some people love it and some people hate it. Well, regardless of your pizza preferences, there's a surprising fact you should know about Hawaiian pizza. It should actually be called Canadian pizza. Why? Well, the pizza originates in Canada. It was made by Canadian chef Sam Panopoulos. He says it was simply dubbed Hawaiian pizza to make it sound more exotic. I guess Canadian pizza wouldn't give it the right idea. Coming up next, we have Will Smith's son. We've already talked about Will Smith and how famous he is, and it looks like the fame runs in the family as his kids seem to be also very famous. His son Jaden is a rapper and actor, and his daughter Willow is a singer and actress. Well, it may surprise you to hear that Will Smith has another less famous son. In fact, his son Trey isn't famous at all. But don't feel sorry for him. It's not like he couldn't become famous, he simply didn't want to be. From the looks of his social media profiles, he's a pretty normal guy, at least compared to his siblings. And apparently he has a net worth of $2 million for a few small-time gigs. And that just about wraps up this video. Check out the poll in the top right corner and you can vote for the thing that proves your life is a lie. But as always, thanks for watching. Check out some more videos on screen right now. Leave a like if you enjoyed, and if you haven't already, what are you waiting for? Subscribe.